Hey guys, J77 here, doing another flashback review, and this one is a little bit special. It's a review I'm going to be doing in a different style. It's the same movie, but because the way the movie has been made, I'm going to do it differently. And I think it's best that I do it differently because this movie is actually three specials in one. I'm talking about Walt Disney's Mickey's Once Upon a Christmas. It was released in 1999. And it is pretty much broken up into three stories. And these three stories I will be talking about within three separate reviews. The reason is that each of these stories are a standalone story. They don't intertwine with one another. It is pretty much it's it's very very unique, and if you pay attention close enough, especially for the older fans of Disney as well as movies in general, you can actually see that they have taken stories from other movies that's not even Disney related and adapted to their own. And the result is you've had a pretty well thought out, well respected, right straight to the point, doesn't overdo it stories that I find that very interesting. And for that reason, that's why I'm going to break it up into three. The three specials are Stuck on Christmas, A Very Goofy Christmas, Mickey's and Minnie Gift of Magic. The first one I'm going to be talking about, of course, is Stuck on Christmas. It is the first of the three stories that has been given to this made for direct-to-DVD special. And pretty much it starts with the Ducks, particularly Donald, Uncle Scrooge, Daisy, and I believe Gerby, which I'd never seen before until then. You have Huey, Dewey, and Louie, and the story starts out with them waking up at Christmas Day. Chip and Dale, minus the Rescue Rangers, all in this special, but they're just there to celebrate a train they had. And right away, they get inside. They came there, they tore the gifts apart, playing with their toys. And Donald usually, he's getting mad, of course, because they open the toys before anybody else got a chance to come in. But he ends up to calm down. But during that first 5 minutes, you begin to see there's a bit of a selfishness within the three, between the three ducks, the Huey, Dewey, and Louie. They don't want to do cows with the family. They are being impolite when it comes to the tables. They're just been overexcited, but also very, very selfish and very rude at the same time. And it's played out pretty much throughout that first stage of this special. Then once Christmas is over, you begin to have the plot truly takes place when Huey, Dewey, and Louie made a make-a-wish saying, "I wish every day is Christmas," and that's where it hits you. They're taking the page over Groundhog's Day, and I'm not mad at it because, like I said before, this is not the first time Disney have done that. In fact, Groundhog's Day has probably been reused several times. One of them happens to be, unfortunately, Xena the Warrior Princess, only they used, I believe, a rooster instead of a groundhog. This one is more of a Christmas theme, and surprisingly, it works better as a Christmas theme because of what's been going on. What happened is that they woke up, they realized that it's still Christmas Day. They ripped the calendar numbers off, and every number turns out to be 25, so they are stuck on Christmas. And at first they are enjoying themselves, they're liking Christmas, but day after day, they realized just how boring it was getting. Again, the same presents. They're pretty much following the same scenario over and over again, and they kind of wish that now Christmas was over. This follows a prank that happens. This followed a very serious prank, which at first they was having fun of, but then things turn out to be a bad Christmas for everyone, especially Donna, after learning how hard they family had tried to make the holiday better for them. And that becomes a guilt trip for them because they realize just how selfish they really were. And that's the main theme about that, is them being selfish, only thinking about themselves and not everybody else. And that's not what really Christmas is all about. It's more about being with family and being with friends and loved ones. And this movie, without actually over preaching it, they do it very, very good. They do it very, very good in this special. So as you all know, Guilt Trip comes in. They realize how bad that Christmas Day was, and they made a promise to make it a very special Christmas Day that everybody would enjoy. How do they do this? Of course, is well, they put everything into motion. There's a certain theme here where it comes with the sleds. And the sled is a very interesting theme as well because I don't think people have paid attention to it, but every time they went for the sleigh, a card would also fall on the floor. And I find that very interesting, and I'm actually glad they put it in there, even though for many people, they didn't understand why it was there because it really didn't hold no meaning. It actually does because it shows just how much of a selfish phase it is. Because let's be honest, if you were young, a lot of kids have that habit of not looking at the card just to read what's on the card, but to take the money out of the card, put it in their pockets, and they barely glance over the card. I'm going to tell you this, a lot of family members do take offense to that. A lot of family members don't like it when when a person do that. I can understand perfectly with that. There is a certain it's more of a sentimental value that the card has, and sometimes the card is just as important, if not the important part of the present. And I think that they was trying to tell you that hey, these kids are not even taking the time to read the card, read what is in there, and I think that was the main reason why they keep showing that card, because every time that card drops, it's always because they're rushing out to grab the present, but they never really bother to read the card. That of course actually changed because what they did was actually kind of clever. When they realized on the guilt trip and they wanted to make things better, they used those sleighs to build something, and that's became the new theme. They completely changed everything around, from being, not opening the present, but to helping Donald cook breakfast, which they didn't do earlier, to greeting their aunt with kisses, which something they didn't want to do because they like, no, kiss my, no, kissing aunts, no, don't do that. To even singing Christmas carols, which they didn't want to do. Period. They just want to play with their toys and nothing else. So they changed the whole scenario to the point where being more appreciative to the situation that is there. There even been a theme where a lot of people have commented on this. I was a little surprised how people was actually found that odd that Duck was eating turkey, but hey, what I can say, it's their world. I can believe, if I can believe ducks can talk in this world, I can believe them eating turkey too. So like to each his own. But this time even the turkey was getting in on the festivities. I don't know what the hell they was eating at the table at the last minute. I didn't ask, but that was also a big change. But the one main theme is when Donald started getting suspicious, and one of the main things about it, why he was getting suspicious, because he knows his nephews. He knows how much they can get into mischief. They know how much they are pranksters, and even we as people who followed Disney fans and Donald Duck fans have followed, and I'm a big Donald Duck fan, big time. I actually like him better than Daffy. But those who have really followed this character knows how his nephews are, and the fact that he's actually being suspicious to the point where when they're about to sing the Christmas carols, he's like, "What's going on here? Why are you acting this way? You're up to something." And that's when they revealed, yeah, they was up to something, but they revealed that they gave him a boat for Christmas that they made out of their own, their own sleighs that they was given by them, which I actually thought was kind of cool, and I actually said that's very, very nice, and that's how they broke the spell, if you want to call it that. That's how they broke the hound dog, the Groundhog's Day curse in terms of the Christmas situation. So that's how they ended the time loop, and to me, I actually enjoyed watching this. It brought back some very good memories. They had a very solid message that they didn't overpreach. The special is not that long at all. I think it's a cumulative of 17 minutes total. But that 17 minutes, they got everything down. The pacing was good. You know what was going on. They didn't drag out the scenario. And the ending was satisfactory. This is how you do a very good short Christmas special, and they did it very, very good. I really, really enjoyed. The only knock I have with this thing, unfortunately, is that the Groundhog Day scenario has been done to death. if you saw Groundhog's Day with Bill Murray, you pretty much know what to expect from this. It's going to repeat itself until they get it right. They got it right, and that's it. So, as a person watching this, and as a person watching other versions of Groundhog's Day, to them they will probably see it as been there, done that. Give me something that's new. I say to them is this: don't look at this as okay, I already seen the story, but look at it as a good experience to watch with your younger children, with your children, with their grandchildren. They will. This is pretty much set for them, and you know what? That's good. This is good. It's a safe, fun movie that you can sit down. You may recognize it, but they probably won't. They probably never heard what Groundhog Day is. And this is a good education tool for them. I actually thought this was a very good educational part of this DVD because it really does show not to be spoiled, not to be selfish, not to be rude when it comes to these especially holiday seasons. And God knows after last year's Christmas when everybody went on Twitter complaining about they didn't get an iPhone, everything else. That's not what Christmas is all about. Believe me, that's not. It's not the iPhones. It's not the glamorous gifts or the cars. It's just being with loved ones. And I think this one did it better. And I like this very, very much. I really, really did enjoy Stuck on Christmas. It is a very fun, very safe, very educational, and a film, at least for me, that should be seen with the whole family. You won't regret it. Like I said, you may see it. You may think of it as I've seen the story 100 times. That's fine. But for kids aspect who have never heard of Groundhog's Day, this is the perfect thing to sit down with your children and just watch it. I really do recommend it. This is the first of the three. I'm giving it 3 stars. Wanted to give it more, but like I said, the story I already recognize it. It was predictable, but it was still a very good, well done. It was actually 10 times better than the Xena 1 hour Groundhog's Day they did. So that's my feeling on Stuck on Christmas. This is part 1 of that review. I will talk about the other 2 movies, starting with A Very Goofy Christmas. Is it any good? Is it bad? I will let you know in the next Flashback review. Until then, this is J77 saying take care and be safe.